about J Edgar's sexuality? Because it all still is ambiguous in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, as far as his sexuality is concerned, I don't know. I don't think there's anyone that truly knows the truth. I think there's certainly if you talk to experts at the Bureau, they'll say that these were inseparable partners that had a lifelong relationship together on a professional level, and they worked together. And you talk to a whole other group of people, and they say, look, they spent every waking minute together. They went on vacation together. They, are buried next to each other. They lived together. They never had a personal relationship. They never were in love with anyone else or had a family. Put the pieces together. But I think I was very proud of the way the writer handled it and how Clint handled it, because I think it was done in a very classy way. It showed two men that committed their life to the service of our country and put their personal life on hold and said, look, this is paramount. My job is paramount, and the reflection of who I am for my job is paramount. But you can't deny the love that they had for one another. There's a partnership there. They had a great adoration for one another. And beyond it being a sexual relationship, that's almost their business. Whether that was ever consummated, who knows? But they had a great affection for one another.
What was the transformation physically like for you? Because it was hours, right, on set that you had to be transformed, and there were things going on with your hair and your jaw and your nose. What was it like? And what exactly did you have to do?
I heard a lot about different arduous stories of what it was like to go through that process, and not until you actually sit in that chair for 5 or 6 hours and then leave the chair and have that claustrophobic feeling of wanting to tear the makeup off do you really understand how difficult it is to act through that kind of prosthetic, those kind of prostheses. I take my hat off to people that do that on a daily basis for like 6 months at a time. I don't know how it's possible. But for all of us as actors, is a real challenge, not only with the makeup, but to age ourselves on an emotional and mental level for 50 years. How do you portray somebody that has 50 years of experience in their job place that is speaking to a young Robert F. Kennedy as if he's wet behind the ears, that he's still a kid? Those are the challenges for us as actors, and I'm very proud of all of our work in it.
Why did you want to be involved with this?
I'd always been very curious about him as a historical figure. I knew that he was sort of the grandfather of the FBI, that he created sort of organized modern forensics, started fingerprinting everyone in our country, taking these outlaws that were almost a residue from the wild, wild west, that were bank robbers, killing them all, throwing them in the slammer, and ridding our country of these Bolshevik, communists in 1919 and during that time period, and really transformed our country to have this sort of federal law system unlike ever before. And he created the face of the FBI. He was the grandfather of it all. But of course, there were always those incredibly salacious rumors about him, his questionable tactics, his interrogation, his wiretapping, his manipulation of presidents. So, I mean, this is a man that stayed in power for over 50 years in the same position, and over 8 different presidents. It's astonishing to think that somebody could hold on to that power, but more importantly have that same value system for the entirety of his career. And that proved, very disappointing towards the end of his career, because he started attacking the wrong people.